Welcome back, everybody. Another Friday night Winston Cup racing action here at FSB. I'm your host, Sean Reap. Milty went off to go get a beer. Typical. We're about to go live. He realizes he's empty. But we're here at Nashville Speedway and Music City, USA, and we got once again Isaac Johnson, 72 car on the pole. Sounds like everything old is new again there, as I believe he won from the pole last week. Cody Dawson, new teammate at Pony Express, starting outside in position 2 on the front row. Bob Dixon starting 3rd, John Doucette 6th, Slim Jim Gately 5th. I'm going to let Milty make his pick when he gets back, too. So I know I jumped on the first pick last week, so I won't make mine until Milty gets back with his fresh beer. Ken Hansen in 6th. It should be our point leader, Ken Hansen, in the 9 car. Bill Yarborough, Bill Farmer, Francis Dittman, and Jim Margison. Pops rounding out the top 10 with the Scotch Blue Ford. 109 Rick Bisconner brings it home, brings it to the grid, 11th.
I don't think we're hearing you there, Sean.
No, it's not. It's triggering.
Uh,
That's weird. No, I'm seeing the levels go now. Maybe it just broke out a little bit for a sec. Apologies if my hotkey was not working there for a bit, folks. Anyway, yeah, again, Ryan Johnson, the 59 car, your brother's body and paint Buick, winner last night in another broadcast race. Tries to do it again here at Nashville. 16th spot on the grid. Brad Otto in the 31. Diamond Dave Simons, Ed Finley, John the Dog Palmer, and Will Farmer round out your field tonight. And welcome back, Milty. You got resupplied on the beer?
Absolutely, and Ben, there was a huge line there to the little green porta potty there, but got that taken care of, so got that going for us. Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all our veterans that are on track here and all around the world, and everybody that protecting us. Definitely.
Well, Milty's got his beer. I've got my Jeremiah Weed and ginger ale. We're ready to go here.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have to go back and watch later to see if I was coming through, but my levels are definitely moving now while I'm holding the control key down.
Yeah, it's weird because I went back and was listening too, and it was dead, but now you're good. So.
Oh, it's just never. It can never be simple, can it, guys?
Absolutely, and once again, a packed, big, huge field here, over 20 cars. Let's get it on.
Indeed. And as I was saying, if in case it didn't come up, but Pony Express front row, brand new teammates, and then with the 93 and 72, see how well they work together tonight. But oh, it's doing it to me again. My levels weren't moving while I was holding the key down.
Yeah, it was kind of cutting in and out.
That's not encouraging. It looks like my control key might be wearing out. That's my push to talk on the keyboard here. I'm wondering if it's just failing me. I was starting to say, I jumped on the first pick.
Push harder.
Yeah. Until it goes through the desk. Hey, Kim Wright checking in there, cheering for her man, Tower Havoc. And anyway, I was saying, Milty, I jumped on the first pick last week, so it's your turn this time.
Well, he's on a extreme hot roll here. Got to go with it. Your number one qualifier, Isaac Johnson here. He has been all business, and that's how he roll. And until I see anything different, that's my pick.
As he got creamed there, making his final pit stop. All right, so you got Isaac. Man, it's hard to go against Cody Dawson, but I haven't seen enough yet, and that is my new teammate. But I'm gonna have to go with Slim Jim. I think Slim Jim pulls one out tonight. He's good at tracks like this. You gotta be patient. You gotta manage the tires and nail the pit stops. So I got Slim Jim in the 23. I told him the curse is broken, and now he's gonna be a believer.
Step yourself into a Slim Jim. 1.33 mile oval. Your cookie cutter variety.
Kind of a cookie cutter, but the 1.33 is a little bit smaller than your usual cookie cutter.
Yep.
So it's not quite the super speedway, the miniature super speedway feel that you get out of your usual D oval. There's more throttle management, more tire management, and that makes for some good racing. We had a good run Tuesday night in the chicken run. We got a good set, and you'll see they take that access road out. We will take an access road in while pitting tonight, so that'll factor in. It's a lot like Homestead in that regard.
Well, we're looking here, not as much banking as some tracks we're at, but looks like a progressive banking.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much progressive as just the optical illusion of the groove on the concrete. Pace cars in. Isaac Johnson, a 72 Mountain Dew machine, brings him to the green.
Look at these great qualifying spots from Cody Dawson, and Bob Dixon. And John Doucette up there at the front, in front of the 23, to see how they deal with this. As usual, let the tires get warm. Let's get going. Easy. Everybody really pedaling it through there. Bill Yarborough looking down low.
See a big gaggle back around Slim Jim. John Doucette, Ken Hansen, Bill Yarborough all got bunched up there.
Not too bad, though, at the beginning. I'm okay with that a little bit. I mean, just try to get going a little bit and get tire heat. Lap 2 here, starting to get a feel for the girl and the arrow around.
Oh, Cody Dawson, 93 car, hard into the wall off turn 4. That is not what he wanted, especially this early on. That is just going to kill his tires. Meanwhile, we got...
That's a hard lick.
Yeah, it was a hard lick. Meanwhile, we're riding rooftop with Billy Yarborough, who's also riding a hot streak lately in that 54 Team Realtree machine. We'll watch him as he chases Slim Jim around this 1.3 mile oval.
Isaac is the leader and Bill is the follower. He likes to follow around and work himself into the race and be there at the end.
And Slim Jim is the finisher, and you know he won't be slapping that wall or putting the car in any unnecessary risk for quite some time.
Now they're going single file here, starting to pick up the pace. Last lap for Bob Dixon. 32.192, best lap 32.133, and his last lap before that was his best lap. Well, now they're getting the heat in the tires, and it's time to go. Well, that feeling of that guy in that Slim Jim car right there behind you is bad.
Yeah. He's being very patient.
You need a, Percocet for that, I think. And they are closing in on Cody Dawson.
And Cody with a heavier.
Yeah, he's rattled and also has damage here.
That's going to tighten the car up in a big hurry. And see, Slim Jim passes Bob Dixon with little resistance. A little bit of
hard move there with Bob.
Now the 93's
a little bit
warping.
Of warping there with Cody. Hill being very patient. Oh, got a little oversteer there. Had to back out of it.
Well, I think 93's gone. Oh, he's reappeared. Reappeared right in front of Slim Jim.
That could be the issue as to why he wrecked in the first place. If he's got internet issues. Tough luck there after a great qualifying in P2 for Cody. Dixon getting back in it down there and fought off Bill when Bill got loose underneath him. And now he's trying to defend and use the low line here. Feeling comfortable, and Bill's going to be patient here. John Doucette with a great run in that 6 car. So far, looking good. Feeling good. Just got his paint, trying to see what it is here.
I'm seeing a default on the 6 car. Doucette.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the nose of
Slim
Jim.
It says Canadian right on the front there. Usually I try to fire up my big screen here, but I got IndyCar stuff on there right there, so I can see a lot better. But
yeah, I'm not seeing the 6 car. It didn't download for me. I know he's been uploading his 88 cars, his Aero 88 cars, into every series but the Aero 88 mod. So maybe I should just take one of those and move it over. But meanwhile, I'm looking at the nose of Slim Jim's car, and I can't see any evidence of damage. But that's a concern he's got to have, because he hit Cody Dawson really hard. When Cody reappeared in front of him and went to the infield, you can see that the back end of the 93 was already bent.
Here comes
from the
Ken
initial
Hansen
impact.
down the inside. John Doucette can't make the pass. We're seeing that good racing we were talking about. The cars just get loose underneath there. And the outside car takes off the arrow. That's what the fans are looking for. And here comes Bill Farmer trying to get some.
Yeah, Bill Farmer hanging in there. What position? He's in 7th spot right now, working on Ken Hansen. And Dan Jones.
I think I need to do the graphics tweak on my live feed.
Oh, you got blurry textures?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, every time a graphics card updates, it resets all that stuff.
Oh, and there's smoke there, but here comes Bond, James Bond.
Meanwhile, Isaac Johnson is just picking him up and putting him down. 3 seconds up on Slim Jim Gately in the 23 car.
Slim Jim, the master of tire efficiency. We're going to see how that works throughout the night. Right now, with that lead, and can't really expect to get it all back here. You're going to need a caution or just slowly pick them up and set them down. Last lap for Slim Jim Gately, 32.211. So there's a little bit of Dega starting. Faster lap for Bill, 32.083. And the leader, 32.1. So they're all running about the same. 189 for 32.189 for Isaac Johnson. Has already dispatched of Rick Piscata in 109. Put him a lap down to P20.
And that might be where the smoke came from before with no caution. Because Rick was running well. He was up in the top 10 in qualifying, I believe.
Well, definitely the 007 is looking for a skyfall here. And to get up there, and he is in that draft. And this guy, last race he had, he ended up in the booth after he got out of the hospital, and tough night for him. So he's looking to improve on that.
Ken Hansen looking underneath the 6 car. Can't quite stick it, and yeah, he's clear now. That's just going to let him go there.
And he's a coming. P9, Francis Dittman, lost that draft, but he's got a gaggle behind him trying to catch up to him and push forward. And Jeff Havoc in the top 10 there. This is exactly what they're looking for. Whoa, close with Ryan Johnson down low trying to make the pass. Seems like every time I talk about Jeff, I give him the curse of death, the kiss of death, the kibosh. But I'm going to keep talking about him, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service, sir.
Ooh, he gets a little high there, but it's going to get a big run, come right back on the 59 car. They're having a great battle back there for 10th and 11th spot.
He does the over and under, going down and still fighting. Oh, in contact a little bit with the 59. Push it up a little, both of them. They negotiate that, and here comes Phil Warmer.
Here comes McQueen. I just realized I had camera 2 on a slight delay, and Havoc's around, and there's your curse. You jinxed him again.
Oh my gosh, man.
That one's alive and well.
I gotta play the lottery then if I'm gonna do that. A little bit of side draft in there, but really, Will had nowhere to go. He was pretty much as low as he could go. And Jeff was fighting on that outside to hold that line. Hard to make that call. And we have a caution. First caution, this is what Slim Jim Gately's snapped the Slim Jim off and took a couple bites and is like, this is what I've been looking for, boys.
We'll see here. A little beating and banging, no harm, no foul on the front stretch with the 59 and the 101. And then, Jeff gets in on the bottom, pushes up, has to get out of it to keep out of Ryan, which gave the run to Will Farmer there. And they get to turn 3. And they just both kind of tried to occupy the same part of track. And that does not work. Yeah, you back pretty hard.
Yeah, the love tap in before there. I would say at this point, just as I've won a few races and I've survived a few, and I would say as advice for the future here, what I would do is I would have probably backed off there. You've seen guys coming. There's comers and goers in sim racing and real racing, and when you start to see them coming, you might want to just kind of, get on the outside and let them by, and then creep back in and get in line, stay in the draft. And when you fight for those positions like that, yeah, and you're on the outside, if you get hit, you're definitely going to be the one that pays.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Sometimes you
this
just
is a
have to. Yeah.
progression, and definitely we see huge improvement. Uh, and it's driving skills. As you start off in sim racing, you're just trying to hold on to it with two hands, and then you start getting some speed, and then you want to start racing. It's all a huge progression, a learning progression. So, but he's still going. Pick him up and put him down. Looking at pit road here, and there goes that man coming out in P2.
First retirement of the night, the 80 car of Ed Finley retired, and not entirely sure why.
Yeah, we didn't catch that.
That might have also had something to do with that smoke earlier.
He gone. Another one of our veterans. Thank you for your service, Ed. And all the great military paint jobs he does for FSB Racing, definitely.
Yeah, Ed's been having some computer issues, and I'm wondering if that wasn't one of them. I'm going back and looking at it on the laptop. He spun almost as if his wheel disconnected or something on lap 2, and then just drove around and parked it.
Well, like real racing, there's things that can go wrong, and sim racing, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong. And so there's definitely, when you're looking at these guys peaking at the top 10, with the 0-2 of Dave Simons and Will Farmer and Ryan Johnson, they're going to want to get a good run here and get going and stay with that draft. And we have the driver of the 007, Dan Jones. What's up, Dan? How's the race going?
Awesome. Nice grip. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good second.
Good start to the race here.
Yes, good laps and good second place last night. I'll just let that go, and I'll talk to you guys after the next one.
All right.
All right, get some. Good luck, buddy.
Talk to you on the podium, bud.
He's really excited. Yeah, you get when you hear that excitement in his voice, that's adrenaline, folks, man. I mean,
yeah, Dan, that's fired up for Dan, by the way. If you don't know him.
Yeah, he's pretty chill, Don Dog Palmer, 19th there in the Porsche. Still trying to sort this car out here. Let's see. He's gonna, he's on the lead lap, and
I'll watch this restart.
What's going on here? He needs to get up there, get going. MVR green.
Yeah, I'll watch this from Slim's perspective. See how he handles the restart, and I'm trying to keep that 72 car in his windshield. Billy Arborough's got other ideas. I don't think patience is on his docket tonight. He is already looking for a way around the 23.
The wily veteran Bill can analyze what his car is doing and how he feels. If he doesn't feel comfortable, he's going to sit back. But he looks like he's feeling really comfortable and real racy tonight. So there you have it. A little mystified with the 43 of Bob Dixon back at 16th there. Just really doesn't have the pace there.
I think he had a problem on pit road.
And that makes perfect sense there.
I noticed him kind of bringing up the rear coming out of the cars coming off pit road. It's almost like maybe he missed his box or something.
Well, we're still seeing Pops in a default car, so.
No, I've got him on the broadcast. He's good.
Got him, okay.
Yeah, I went and figured out what his car file name was and just renamed the old one to the new file name, and we're good. Guess I need to do the same with Doucette as the 02 Diamond Dave Simons bounces it off the wall.
Rick Castle taking a look at that. The Crown Royal car. These cars are really close on speed, and track position is huge. And execution in the pits, even under caution.
We got teammates Dog and Biscuit making some moves here, getting around the 31 of Brad Otto. Ooh, Bisconer swings it wide in that 109 car, holds on to it though.
Biscuits. Ah, man, that's brings back memories.
Looks like Cody Dawson has had
I could say biscuit, I said bookie, you know. So.
Cody Dawson has had another issue. You saw him on the infield grass coming to a stop. Looks like his connection's just not going to hold tonight.
Here comes a battle for the top 5, 007, and Bill Farmer going at it. That outside line really getting great grip and a great run off of there for Bill Farmer. The inside guys, definitely getting oversteer there.
Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead as Slim Jim has figured out what to do with Isaac and is looking to execute his plan. He's had a nose under a couple times, but thought better of it.
That thing looks like it's on rails, and this is the first time that the 72 has had to experience some pressure here. So let's see how he hangs. Ken Hansen creeping up in the 4th there with smooth driving and good execution on the pit stop, and he has the speed too.
Looks like Slim's going to try the outside around the 72. No, door is slammed in his face. We're all back in line for turn 1.
'72 goes wide here, and looks like he might be trying to give it away. I don't know. Let's see. On the outside, Slim Jim Gately down low. The Professor.
Looks like he's there on the front stretch. He's got the drafting help.
And he goes by.
Only thing is, off the bottom, it's hard to get the drive.
Really close there.
Isaac's going to try the crossover. And he's there.
Getting a great draft there, and let's see how Slim executes the outside. Slim Jim car getting great grip and launch coming out. Kind of fades down low a little bit, but then coming up on the inside is the 72 Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Isaac just does not want to concede this lead because he knows how hard it is to pass once these tires wear.
Bill Yarborough's all over both of them as they battle. Great grip and great close racing here. Folks, you don't know how hard this is. Bill doesn't know where to go, but he wants to go somewhere.
Yeah, not only how hard this is to do, but have the confidence in yourself and each other to run this close, making these moves. All coming back together. I see Bill Yarborough there, has to back out of it a little bit to keep off of Isaac, and then here comes the 9 of Ken Hansen under him.
I think Isaac's car likes the outside better than the inside. Every time he's on that inside, gets a little slap and tickle there. And he loses.
Usually you have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've heard.
I hear the Patriots know someone who can hook you up.
Well, like Kraft cheese, but that's not the same Kraft, you know.
It's not even cheese.
Ding. Well, there's nothing like some, spray cheese, man.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you just gotta go. Yeah, the trashier the better. And, that's definitely one of those guilty pleasures in life. That yellow ooze they call nacho cheese at the movie theater.
Yeah.
You know it's awful. You know it's probably radioactive, but who cares?
It tastes good. Isaac says, the lead tastes good. Okay, old man. Now, what you gonna do? I'm on your 6 now.
And here comes Ken Hansen looking under the 54 again.
Down all the way to the apron, which is legal.
Yeah, this is not a super speedway. You can go down there at your own risk. Oh, they're so close coming off turn 2.
What do we got here? Camaro versus Monte Carlo. Or is that Nova?
It's a T-Bird.
T-Bird? What?
Yeah, Ken Hansen and Bill Yarbrough.
Oh, no, I was talking about Slim and Isaac.
Oh, I think Slim's got a Laguna.
Kind of looks like a Nova. Kind of looks like a Camaro.
Kind of looks like a Caprice. It's kind of like everything with Chevy from about 1978 to
Absolutely.
84.
But I would definitely defer to you for, historical reference for sure.
Slim told me what that thing was once, and I forgot.
And they are pulling away as these guys behind are battling. Oh, and Yarbrough into the back of the 9, and he goes around. Hard lick for the 9. Disappointment continues for the 9 as he cuts around and tries to get going. We're going to have to take a look at this, folks. Caution is out. As clean as Bill is, that's definitely not what he wanted to do. So we'll have to wait and see the replay.
Here we go. We see they were still going at it. And 9 had just gotten by him, and just the slightest kiss on that bumper in the middle of the corner, right when the car is at its lightest, and that's all it took. You can see some significant damage to the back end of that 9 Coors machine. I believe Ken came in tonight leading the points. He's making a great run of it this season. Hopefully you can just get that car fixed and maybe just keep it in the top 10, just make a points night out of it.
Yeah, I think it's salvage time that's how you win championships, and that's what's eluded Ken. He's done pretty much everything on Friday night, wins and built setups and run here clean for years, but he's looking for a championship, and they're definitely going to have to beat that beer can up there a little bit. Bill just came in harder than he thought, that Ken was, he thought Ken was going to be able to come in there harder. Don't know if Ken checked up a little bit or if Bill came in too hard. That's called an incident. And so there you have it.
Oh, we just got done saying this stuff ain't easy, and
it's
there
not.
you go.
Those little split seconds, it's like, oh my gosh, I've got like a week. I'm going to be running my 7th 24 hours of Le Mans, which simulated, of course. My dad ran the real race 3 times and entered it 5 times, and so 2 of the times they didn't even make it to the grid. So that's how hard it is. Wow, you just come up on cars so fast. There's so many things that can happen in the course of 24 hours or in just one lap.
I was going to say, even NASCAR length races, there's so much that can go wrong in a 100, 200, 300, 500-mile race. I can't imagine how on edge team owners and drivers have to be for 24 hours, just waiting for something beyond their control to ruin literally their day, an entire day spent racing.
Well, I mean, just a few years ago, you watched the mighty Toyota dominating Porsche, and on the last lap, the car just stopped. The last lap of Le Mans, 24 hours. Got to make it one more time. Car just stopped.
Let me guess, like a 50-cent clamp failed or something.
It's just some kind of electrical snafu in those high-tech hybrid cars, and they of course have won. Fernando Alonso won it last year. Of course, without Porsche or Audi there to battle them, but still they finally won it. But got to hand it to Toyota for not giving it up. But
Yeah.
I'll just never remember the faces in the pits of them staring up at the TV screen, looking. All those Toyota engineers getting ready to celebrate, and they're staring up there, and the car, they're looking at the monitor, and the car is just sitting there parked,
By the way, that number one pit stall paid off for the 72 of Isaac Johnson as he has reclaimed the lead. But look who slipped into P3, Bill Farmer, in that 06 Old Bridge Metal Militia machine.
Metal Militia! Metal Militia!
Yeah, I don't even know what that was.
That's like Metallica, man.
I'm gonna ring you up for that one, because that was
Dang!
That's bad even by your
Metallica.
standards, man.
Well, I'm not a rock star. Not even close.
Yes, that
How
was,
about that?
So he's found himself in a good spot there. Let's see if he can hang on to it as Isaac Johnson leads them back to green once again.
Doug Palmer in the Porsche 911. Slowly moving up there. Trying to battle our U.S. Marine veteran, Brad Otto. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Do you feel dizzy? Do you feel faint?
Tell me, Private Pile, did your parents have any children that lived?
I bet they regret that. Brad, what a chill dude, man. From Fresno, California, right where I live.
Well, you got the 54 Bill Yarbrough looking to bring the 007 and Dan Jones with him, working on that 06 of Bill Farmer.
Rick Castle moved up a couple spots here. He's trying to stay on that lead pack this time. These are progressions. Every time you get these chances with these cautions to move up and get track position and then execute and keep them, it's like Will Farmer, Kaching up there, and Ryan Johnson. He was way back, he was in the rear with the gear, and he is slowly doing what he do up to P6. We've seen him win races like this out of nowhere with fuel mileage and just good, solid, steady racing while his son is up there leading the race.
Yeah, last time we were here, we ran the Nashville Fairgrounds, and Ryan just, he faked everybody out. We were up here in the booth thinking everybody had stopped, and like, wait a minute, why is Ryan Johnson shown as the leader? No, he's got to stop. But wait a minute, there's 5 to go. Maybe he doesn't have to stop. And he pulled it out on fuel mileage.
Yeah. Like, what the hell do we know?
And we were not even considering the possibility of a fuel mileage run in that race, and he did it. You see, he's been working on
with
the 06.
lead here, a little bit, a little spreadage of the lead. This will not stand, man. the draft is going to get you back, man. But right now,
Spreadage.
Isaac's working with the tools right now.
Spreadage, is that the spray cheese brand you use?
Kraft,
Kraft Spreadage, official sponsor of Midnight Jr.
Well, I like it. It's easy. Don't have much time, Gotta eat and go.
Yeah, you saw, as you said, Isaac Johnson did jump out to that quick spreadage, but the 23 is reeling him back in.
They're pushing hard, still within 3/10 of his best lap without the draft. Isaac's a champion. He's young, but he's not a rookie. He's a stud veteran, and got to be thinking, okay, I got a little gap here. Slim's got a little gap. Are we losing time, or are we, are these guys back here saving their tires and using the draft? Gonna pounce on us? There's gonna be a long run here, as we're just over a third of the way through this race. What's up, Barrett? Barrett McKay in the house?
And Keith Cordier checking in. Friend of the farmers and FSB driver himself. Been showing up on Super Speedway nights. Thanks for checking in.
Well, they're getting into the meat of the battle here, and we still got 2/3 of the way of this race to go here, and plenty of beer, so we're on like Donkey Kong.
Well, you see, our series admin Ryan Johnson's got himself in a farmer sandwich. He was working on Bill Farmer a couple laps ago, and
farmer sandwich.
Yeah, and now McQueen there, young Will Farmer, has caught up to the 59 car and is starting to work on his bumper.
Ka-ching!
Ka-chinga, ka-chinga. Ooh, a little loose there for Will, but he gathers it back up.
Well, I love those movies, and I love the fact that they honor the great Steve McQueen. As a kid, I rode around in the motorhome with him and my dad towing Steve's 908-2 Porsche. Great times, man. Lucky to... he actually had a beard and long hair. He was like incognito, But it's a trip, he was no joke. He was a real racer, and he could ride it. He could do anything. He could ride motorcycles. He was a thrill seeker for sure.
We got Dan Jones starting to work on the 54 car now. Looks like he's going to take a look through turn 1 and 2. Real hard to hold the bottom there.
Yeah, but when you see he's a bottom feeder like me. Racing against him and washing, he dedicates himself to the bottom. He's got great skills, great hands, quickness, and when he gets his,
mojo.
Well, yeah, I came up with a couple things.
Meanwhile, the 23 has caught up to the 72.
When he gets to going, man, dude is all of a sudden like, who is this guy? He's a stud. Yarbrough's got to be a little bit, rattled with, because I know that Yarbrough's such a technical, clean driver. He expects that from other drivers, and he expects that for himself. So I'm sure he's, it's in his mind a little bit that he's got that one ink, because he doesn't expect to hit somebody, however it went down, if dude got a little bit loose in front of him, but he expects, perfection, and that's why he's won so many races, and it might have got in his head a little bit here, or he's just regrouping, and each tire run is different. tires are different, and your first couple laps, focus. These races are long, and they're they're not for the weak of heart. And Dan Jones is getting some here, but now we looked at the leaders there, and they kind of paced themselves away. Thought maybe the draft would hurt them, but with the battle behind, they actually have been drafting with each other, and now they're starting to say, let's get it on here. There's a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Slim's been patiently looking for that window of opportunity again. And Dan must have saved a little something there in those tires, because he is checked out on the 54 and is starting to reel in the 23.
Well, I would no way put myself in the class of Slim Jim Gately on an oval, but I've had some battles where I've pulled a rabbit out of my hat and been able to battle this guy, and he is a machine. He's a Terminator. When he's in this mode, he can do it all from first or second and rattle your cage. He's taking the inside in a little bit, and Isaac is taking the outside in a little bit, trying to get different apexes. Slim is a master of tire temperature, constantly talking about it and working it and talking about lines into the corner. If you've ever been trained by Slim, like he does his classes, and you understand that he understands every lap, every entry is critical. And where he wants that right front tire and that left rear and that right rear and the left front, he knows where he wants those temperatures to be.
Now I found the next bit of action here on the track as the Pops is blinking out there as he goes to work on Chet Barkin. Ahead of them, Rick Wisconner and his teammate John the Dog Palmer were there with Francis Dittman in the 00 and Ken Hansen hanging on to that battered and bruised number 9 car. This is all working for 11th place.
Oh boy, Slim almost got in the back of the 72, just like we see with Bill. I think these multiple different lines, the 72 really had to get out of it in the center of the corner, and he tried to take the 23's line, and they almost had contact. I mean, there was like a piece of paper between them there. That was close, and that lost Slim 4 or 5 car lengths there. But he's back up to about car length and a half there. You're searching and trying and sniffing different lines, and when you're in second, you want to occupy the mind of the guy in first.
Meanwhile, we got to be coming up on pit stops sometime fairly soon. Do you remember what lap we went green on?
I have no idea. Nor do I know how long they're supposed to go.
Mile and a half-ish track. It's a little less than a mile and a half, so
34
probably gonna
laps.
Yeah, probably gonna be about 34 instead of 32 around here.
Oh, okay. Let's the few brain cells I have left. We were right about the 50 lap mark.
Yeah, it was a little bit before 50 laps. There wasn't quite 100 to go yet. It's gonna be at least 3 stops and then finish this thing. Or 3 tanks worth, rather. No, stops. course, watch me be wrong, and Ryan Johnson's pulling another fuel rabbit out of his hat.
Well, and you want to go as far as you can right here, because then you split it into opportunities for, less than 2 cans at the end, or tire decisions. With this dynamic right now, we haven't seen the need for anything like 2 tires.
No, definitely not.
You ran here, and probably 2 tires aren't going to work unless you want to make huge track position up and hope for a caution. Otherwise, they're going to go backwards.
The only way I would take 2 tires here is if it was, you had a quick run and you're just trying to get back in a window, like you maybe put 2 laps on the tires, 3 laps. Or if it's the last stop and you're taking a can of gas. To the finish.
Here he comes again. Mama, there goes that man. Step yourself into a Slim Jim. You want to see something really cool? I'm about to pass this boy. Maybe. Good luck with that. Isaac, the engineer, college student. He does it all. Go-kart racer. And they don't mess around. That's serious go-kart racing. And he's taking a look again. Has to back it off here. Slim knows, as a veteran, that the 72 is going to trust him when he takes that higher line in. He's expecting him not to wreck him and try to dive it down low. But that's fine right now, coming up on the halfway point. But later in the race, if Slim might see that hole, he might go for it, especially towards the end. Right now, as a veteran, he's like, I'm chilling like a villain. I'm right behind him. I'm putting the pressure on. We're dominating this race. I would say, like Barrett says, Slim Jim is there. It would be to his advantage, and we have some action on the scanner here. Let's see. No pit stops. I would say to his advantage would be to try to get the lead, because of the pit stall of the 72 is definitely going to be an advantage.
That's a bigger advantage under caution than green.
Okay, yeah. But either way, if it goes caution and you're in the lead, plus he needs to just put that pressure on him. But in reality, I'm just a talking head, because Slim knows exactly what he needs, because he is the man with a plan. 007 hanging in there. He definitely wants a caution.
Here's a look.
He's slowly worked himself up now. Now he's losing a little draft. 32.699 for him last lap.
Little kiss of the wall there too.
32.642 for Slim Jim. 32.698. So he's not really losing any time. He just has track position gap there, but he is starting to fall back a little bit into the clutches of these draft cars, which, what a great job run for Bill Farmer here.
Great run for Bill Farmer, our series sponsor there. We appreciate Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contracting for putting up the hardware for this series.
There's nothing better than trophies, man. You get the race. You don't get that in iRacing or other stuff like that.
Well, it depends on if the league you run there does it. But...
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I've never seen it.
I know, iRacing sends
Nobody's got the money for that.
They got Brad Otto hitting pit road there.
But you get to run pro sim racing here and get a chance at getting some hardware. Pretty cool. And it's all because people like Bill, sacrifice and dedicate and put that stuff up.
Yep, some other folks that have put some hardware on the line in the past here. We got, Dan Jones has sponsored several series in the past. The Johnsons sponsor the Pro Cup still. Let's see who else here. I know Monsoon Motorsports, with Bob Dixon and Pops Marguson on that team. With Steve Weber as their team captain, they've sponsored a few series. And Ed Finley's putting up the hardware currently for the Indy 300 coming up just a week or two here. June 9th, I believe, is the date for that. You can do our
We got
very own
cars
Indy.
on pit road and exiting Dan Jones down pit road. The Q branch is looking at. Okay.
Let's see, we got the side-by-side with the pit road camera. Bob Dixon hits pit road. As 72 and 23 work to lap the 02 car of
Brad Otto.
Dave Simons.
Leaders haven't pit. Oh, we got 007 burning rubber out. Q branch really hooked him up there. They gave him a watch and a gun.
23 hitting pit road right now.
Looks like a good stop for Dan Jones here. He pitted early. This could help him on track position.
You got the Farmers.
What they don't need is the caution.
Oh, Bill Farmer sideways coming in.
Oh my gosh. Dan Jones almost into the side of Bill Yarbrough. Is he staying out? Looking at the leader is pitting box for the 72. They're all on different strategies here. Let's see how these green flag stops. FSB Racing. Green flag stop. Ka-ching right here.
And here comes Ryan Johnson.
Down pit road, your leader. Pit stall number 1, P1. Oh, and car's leaving as he's coming in. Keeps a nice
slow
pace.
Him down
though.
just a little bit.
Very good, but yeah, that definitely right into his stall. The young veteran. He's young, but he's a veteran. Many go-kart races, 4 tires for the Mountain Dew crew. Perfect execution.
Pops
Out
Marguson
the
hits
door.
pit road.
That's a great stop for the 72. Might have lost a couple tenths there following those cars coming in, but he pretty much kept it in. Read the traffic. Perfect and excellent pit exit for Isaac Johnson. We'll have to see how this sorts out. As we didn't have a caution, I'm going to have to step away a little bit. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. I'll be right back.
There we go. I was looking for Slim Jim on the track. And you can see Slim with that cleaner entry and exit. Just put a big old lead over the 72 of Isaac Johnson. Francis Dittman currently shown as our leader. That should cycle through shortly. Barrett asking if I can record a race. Which race? This one? Automatically archives to YouTube. Or are you talking about the Indy race? I might be busy that day. We've cycled through in Slim Jim Gately. Look at that. A 2.1 second lead over Isaac Johnson. Hitting the pit road that 1 lap sooner. Getting the clean entry and exit. That made all the difference. But Isaac's already knocked a 10th off that lead.
More people in the house here. Let's go. Minecraft man, what's up?
That'd be Cody Luke. Thanks for checking in,
Cody
Cody.
Luke.
See, Dan Jones has gotten back around the 54 car to resume 3rd place. And Slim's backing off quite a bit, just letting Isaac reel him in. He got a huge lead through that pit stop sequence, and he's just gonna save those tires.
Well,
Cody.
looking at the pit window, it's an issue. So he's going to try to save as much as he can if it goes green from here.
Yeah, we're looking at least one more stop here. Probably 2.
Yeah, because you definitely have to make 72 laps, which would be 36 laps. That's pushing it.
It's not outside the realm of possibility, and I've seen it done on
No, it's not.
I've seen it done on 1.5 milers in
Especially
truck
on,
physics.
Exactly. So, as we know, it's doable, and Slim is well aware of that in that cockpit, and that's why he's backing it off, trying to save.
And if anybody's on that strategy, it's going to be Ryan Johnson. We know he's sneaky like that.
Sneaky like that.
Cody saying he'd love to see this series in 1970s or 2003 cars. We had discussed switching the mod at one point. I had actually kind of lobbied for the 98 mod because it's got that nameplate on the dashboard, which would be really good for the in-car shots.
We've also done other nights that aren't broadcasted, but Ed Finley has definitely run the 70s.
Yeah, we've used
on
the 70s.
Saturdays, but it doesn't get the car counts like Friday nights. So.
Yeah, it's not an official series. It's just, screwing around on a Saturday night. We've run the 70s cars on TCR, the Team Concept Racing, and we've run it on the Black Friday 300. There were some really cool cars done for that. I was particularly proud of my car, and it lasted all of 3 laps before getting knocked literally out of the park.
Yeah, the boy.
It just over the wall.
Well, now we see the role reversal here with the 72 falling to 23. 72 using the apron down on the front straight. What's he going to do? The 23 followed him for a whole stint, and the caution is out. Something happened.
Looks like Francis Dittman is in the grass on the front strip.
Yeah, looked like it disappeared. Just a few laps here, but I think you got to come in and fill her up and get 4 tires. If you're back a ways, you might take a chance here.
Oh, it looks like the 00 Dairy Queen machine has blown up.
Scattered.
You see, coming off turn 4, it just let go. And once the power jumps out like that, when you're coming off the corner, it just spins the car out.
Big gaggle Here, Dan Jones falling back a little bit. You might expect him to try to challenge a little bit more to try to catch up before they get to the line there, but so there's a gag. These three guys right here, Dan Jones, Will Farmer, and Bill Yarbrough, want to get a position here under caution, execute. Bill Yarbrough down pit road on the real tree, Chevrolet, 2 tires up, nice and clean. 4 tires. Everybody's getting 4 tires and not messing around, like you said. Slim Jim Gately smokes him out of P2 there.
Pit stall number
There comes
1.
Rick Castle trying to. Oh, he doesn't get Bill Yarbrough, but great
Looks
job
like he got
for the
Dan Jones.
124. But he got Dan Jones.
That had to be 2 tires because he was scored.
Yeah,
He was scored in 10th place coming in.
Yeah, well, that's with a few laps right there, like I talked about earlier. Those are the, heck with it, man.
That's track position gamble. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. We got Dan Jones here live in the cockpit. Rick Castle take 2 tires, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna follow him back and see what he did.
Well, he came all the way from 10th coming across the line, so he had to have taken 2. There's just no way.
Well, you're gonna eat him up, huh?
Oh, for sure. Even on both sides.
Yeah, you got that 007 machine rolling. Yeah, Q's got you hooked up.
Yes, except I blew first, so it's hard for me to get out of the pits.
Oh my gosh.
No. How do you lose first? You keep losing first gear. You gotta stop doing whatever you're doing that causes that, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Are you dropping it? Are you neutral dropping it off the jack?
No, I drop it in first.
So
So
are
I
you
get-
are you spinning it on the clutch or anything?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just go on the drop. I don't even
Yeah,
bother to wind it up.
definitely 2 tires for Rick Castle, and he did have a little bobble getting into his stall, but I still get, just a few laps on those tires there.
Yeah,
Obviously, he needs a caution here pretty quick.
yes.
But still, it could play in his favor if this goes like 10, 15
You gotta take
laps.
chances, man.
He holds on to that top 5.
Like Jim Ray always says, live fast, take chances. Would like to throw a shout out to Jim Ray there, still recovering from knee surgery. He's not going to be able to run with us next week at Le Mans, and sucks. Pretty much going through therapy and everything. Huge knee reconstruction for him, but he'll be back in the saddle before you know it. So that's my
Not going
buddy
green.
right there, Jimmy. Hang in there, bro.
Yeah.
One
Get
more
well
pace
soon.
lap, you guys.
Yep, one more pace lap.
Good
and,
luck, bud.
Looks like 31 is going to be your lucky dog recipient. So Brad Otto back on the lead lap. And Dan Jones going to get back to work -1 gear with 4 cars to pass.
I hope we got for me, anyways, another pit under yellow would be perfect, and have enough to run for the rest.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Green flag is gonna hurt.
That is true.
Track
Good luck,
position.
buddy. I'm going to top off my drink and be right back.
Yeah,
Atta
guys.
boy. Still, these 2 studs up front here, they've been battling all night. Now Yarbrough up there, the 2 tires of Rick Castle in 4th. James Vaughn in 5th. Dan Jones, Kachinka in 6th there. Will Farmer, Phil Warmer. Bill Farmer, Dad, no, I got to get to going here. You need to get to going here. Father and son, nose to tail here. Solid run for John Doucette all night, right solidly. And how about, we talked about winning the championship here, and your championship leader, Ken Hansen, battling with a beat up piece in that course Ford in ninth. Get him a good finish here and pack it up and move on. Still got something left in the tank there. Rick Pisconer, Biscuit in 10th. Ted Parkin, fantastic run for the STP. The Racers Edge, Sacramento, California. The big fella. This guy's 6'4", 6'5". I don't know. I'm 6'3". I have a hard time. Fortunately, I got a big old desk here. I can get my knees under. But yeah, I seen him years ago. We did go-kart racing. That big guy tried to get in a go-kart. It was pretty funny.
Meanwhile, it looks like Brad Otto did not quite line up properly for the Lucky Dog. But he's falling back.
Howdy, guys.
See, Francis Dittman has joined us after getting out of his smoke-filled cockpit there. Tough break, man.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't hit nothing at all, and it just let go. Kaboom.
Every once in a while you get that we call an oil pan failure. The oil pan fails to hold in the parts of the engine and they fall out the bottom.
Yeah, Dairy Queen, ice cream, and smoke. I don't know if that's a good combination, but
Yeah, he left soft serve all over the track.
that's
Yeah,
a bomb ice cream right there.
Ken, my teammate, said the machine got clogged up.
What is this,
Yeah,
McDonald's?
No, that's McDonald's, definitely.
Yeah. And Dan did not get the best of starts, and he is trying to reel that 54 car back in.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, Isaac and Slim.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Isaac and Slim are just picking up right where they left off.
Brad Otto having to go all the way to the back. Hard knock for the U.S. Marines, but the Corps will live forever, and if you die, you will live forever.
Yeah, there's some fuzzy logic there.
No, that's that's the Marine Corps right there. Well, that's Full Metal Jacket, actually.
Yeah. That's R. Lee Ermey.
Yeah, the stuff that you can say,
Got a yellow on the track, guys.
We got a yellow.
We do
already.
indeed. We do indeed. I hear Dan Jones immediately clutching after taking that yellow flag.
They know the significance of the fuel window, even though they got this.
Yeah, they're gonna have
yellow-
to stop one more time, but it's a matter of is that going to be a can and a half, 1 can, 2 cans? Saving a little bit can make the difference.
Too many cars on the lead lap here. I gotta. I think you gotta stay out here.
Well, you'll see your top 4 immediately hit the access road.
No kidding. So when they do that, then you do that. So they're still
Hey.
worried about fuel.
All right, guys.
Okay,
Gonna let you go. Talk to you later.
All right, Bandit.
Francis,
Take it easy, man.
tough luck, bro.
Hey, that's the way it goes. That's racing.
Absolutely.
Now, meanwhile, I'm hunting down the source of this caution. It appears to have been the 43 of Bob Dixon. Not sure if he had help or not.
This
Let's
works
take a
out
look.
great for the Crown Royal car. Rick Castle, you're going to have to get 4 tires now. You got track position the last time.
Oh, we had STP on STP here as Bob Dixon went in high, Chet Barkin came in low, and the 68 just couldn't hold the bottom, slid up into his STP stablemate there, and Bob Dixon, around goes the 43. And that is the source of our caution. Not sure how bad that hurt Bob. You see the back end's bent a little bit. Actually quite a lot. So they're going to be hammering on that one in the 43 pits.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We see, I was watching Charlotte practice and the real racing, and seeing cars doing the same thing, getting right down on the center, and all of a sudden just coming up, and that's the hard, heavy damage for Bob there. What could have been that team's going to be saying, we had a great qualifying run, and we can build on this. Just seemed like right at the beginning there, his race pace was something they're going to definitely need to work on. And it's like that. I mean, these are pros. When you get in the race, every race, every lap is a learning experience.
By the way, now we've had a shakeup up front here. Bill Yarborough took either 2 or no tires. He takes the lead. Will Farmer and Bill Farmer, I'm going to assume they just topped off.
Yeah, so we got some guys that stayed up. Yeah, stayed up. But still, looking at Castle he's in 10th now, but he's with those 4-tire guys.
Yeah, he had to have pitted for 4.
Yeah, definitely, and he gained track position with those studs.
Actually, I'm thinking Isaac must have taken 2. Slim and Dan must be your 4-tire guys. As well as Rick Castle. And we got people on all kinds of strategies.
Yes. Let's take a look back here as you go.
Meanwhile, take a look at what a job the 43 crew did fixing that car. It's looking pretty good, and hopefully Bob can hang on to it and salvage a good finish as we look at the back end right now.
No, 4 tires for Isaac.
Wow, just a great stop.
And 2 tires for everybody else from Don Doucette forward. Bill Farmer, they had to have been.
Had to be 2 tires for the 109 too, because he also moved up.
Will Farmer and Bill Yarborough.
Well, pace car is in.
That's not bad strategy either, with a few laps there. Of course, you've driven this track recently, and I believe you when you say they're going to eat him like
oh, look out,
Chicken.
Pops. Oh, my goodness. Pops Marguson almost pushes up into the 95. See Isaac wasting no time. Already underneath the 06 car, Bill Farmer. Bill swings way wide. Hang on, Bill. Hang on, Bill.
This is a coagulation of cluster here. These guys are trying to find their butts with 2 hands here, and with the 2-tire and lap cars, this is good stuff, right? This is mixing it up like a potpourri right here.
Wow, that was so many I couldn't even get the milk meter to count up because it's got a delay.
Ding, 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 ding.
There we go. Like I'm ringing them up for 3. The coagulation of cluster, finding their butts with 2 hands, and something about potpourri. I don't know. I think you ate some potpourri or something.
Well, it's like when your cell phone doesn't get the connection, and all of a sudden it starts going ding, 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 and you get all the texts.
Yep.
What a battle there, Rick Pisconer fighting, clawing, scratching, and working on a top 5 here. But he's got the Slim Jim Gately, and he's going to let him by here.
I was going to say, one time on Twitter, I responded to something that Steve O'Donnell posted, and he retweeted it. All of a sudden, I thought my phone was going crazy. It was just wee-doop.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
3 wide down the back stretch. There's bumping. Ryan Johnson into the side of Chet Barkin. No harm, no foul, no blood.
Yeah, there's your coagulation of cluster you're talking about. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ryan Johnson finding himself in the thick of it.
Oh, into the walls, Pops Markinson scraping against the wall, smoke and a little bit of fire there, and he's going again, but that was a hard lick for that Scotch Blue Ford.
Yeah, the top groove here right up against the wall to simulate marbles.
Oh, once you
Kicks
get
up
up
dirt.
there, man, that's more dirt than the San Joaquin Valley, which is where I live there. Wow. We're all stars.
Oh,
in
dog
the
pushes
smoke
up and
show.
Ryan Johnson
Gets
into the
Ryan
wall.
Johnson.
But then almost comes down in front of Bob Dixon. Meanwhile, Isaac Johnson working on the 54, Bill Yarborough, taking his lead back.
And it stays green. Just caught the end of that. Not sure exactly.
I was on
what
it.
happened.
Yeah, I was on it on camera too, and it was just the 108 and the 59 went in side by side, and 59 got the short end.
My dad used to say the Porsche fiberglass was harder than the Cobra fiberglass, so the Cobra was way faster on the straight line, but if you could bump them in the rear. But that was back in the 60s there.
Oh, yeah. Man, those Cobras were terrifying. I think
Once they got in front, it was all over.
I think, from what I understand, that car was almost impossible to drive in a straight line.
Absolutely. That's why you gave him a little nudge in the rear.
Just a tiny wheelbase and huge engine, and just an ill-tempered beast.
Dan Jones is feeling it tonight, and so is John Doucette. What a great battle all night. The 6 car is just showing some really great patience and skill and battling in harm's way here. But he does get passed by the 007 there. 006 passed by 007. A couple of Canadians right there going at it.
Well, McQueen working on the 54 car here.
Bill Farmer up.
Oh, I hear
to
tires
P4,
squealing somewhere.
and he's given the man there all he can get. But Slim Jim does make the pass, and Dan Jones is looking as we're still green. So whatever happened. Great
Whatever
racing.
happened, and didn't kick up tire smoke, so I couldn't find it. Ooh, Dan Jones gets on right on the bumper of the 06 car.
Yarborough pushes wide, and then goes back under, does the over-under on Will Farmer. What great racing we're seeing right here. Professional sim racers at its best. FSBRacing.com. You want to get a piece of this? Inexpensive as far as, anything you play on the internet. And, still a great sim. Tons of help from everybody here to get you going. You guys like Jeff Hammock, just a couple years in, having fun every week. Battling and getting your stuff out there with some of the best NASCAR 2000 sim racers in the world.
Oh, Will Farmer looking high and low all around the 54 car.
And the 72 is loving this.
74 wants to see as much racing as he can in that rearview mirror. That's all going to help him. And meanwhile, Slim Jim just wants to make quick work of these guys and get to work on reeling in.
Oh my gosh, 3 wide there.
Thinks better of it, backs at it.
Turn 1 there. Back to 2 wide. Gaggle of 7 cars right there trying to battle for P3, P2. And get a chance at going after the 72 here. This is no joke, man. These guys are, man, I mean, in the cockpit, they're sweating in their sim rig, where they're living. These guys are racing all over the United States and Canada.
And we're on board on the right side with the roof cam of our friend Dan Jones as he watches all this battling in front of him and that he's in the thick of. He's got Rick Biscona right on his bumper coming into turn 1. While he himself is right on the bumper of the 06 of Bill Farmer. Slim Jim trying to find a way around the 95 of Will Farmer. Bill Yarborough finally falling back into the clutches of the 06 car now. 23's gotten around.
Lifting off the gas, letting the motor do the work. You might ride the brake a little or keep your foot right by the brake in case you get too close to somebody, but otherwise you're pretty much using the motor and lift to set yourself in the corner. You're looking at, and Dan Jones off the wall.
Hard shot to the wall. That is not going to help his forward progress. Meanwhile, Slim Jim's gotten around the 95 car and sets his sight on the 72. Yeah, Dan Jones, you see he's falling back already. It's going to take him a lap or two to get his momentum back.
Right there. So much focus it takes to win one of these races. Bill Farmer in the 06, in car with him, riding the lightning here. He's feeling it. When you get to this point of the race and you're still in it, you got a chance to win. You know, I mean, realistically, if I was running, I'd be like Bill, where I'd be looking for a top 10. Today, he's got a chance at a win. You know,
and let's not forget, we got to stop one more time here.
And that really starts to get your attention. I got a chance here. And I'm working. He's coming up on the 54. Yarborough just kind of, cars went away from him a little bit, or he's trying to settle in and maybe do a little strategy checks. A lot of times, you don't have a pit crew guy, so you've got to do your own pit strategy. Obviously, you do that on the straightaway. You take a look at your F screens, how much fuel I have left, when do I think I'm going to pit. You take a little bit of concentration, and it might hit you a little bit. It looked like Bill probably was taking a look there. And now he's back to focusing, and you can see he gets 2 or 3 car lengths on Bill Farmer.
Well, Slim has caught 72 of Isaac Johnson. And he's brought the 95, Will Farmer, with him, so Will's hanging in there.
Will is just slowly, methodically worked his way up. We see the skills. We know the youth. But we see that what he's putting together over time, and we're seeing the maturation of that, at least so far tonight. You know, no matter what happens at this point, we're seeing him run a track where he wasn't the fastest guy. We've seen him real fast and spin. We've seen him real fast and fall back. We've seen him not as fast and not be able to compete. Tonight we're seeing him doing the whole package here and moving up on these guys.
Yeah, he struggled last night at Bristol on the trucks, and I told him it was one of those races where you get faster as the race wears on. don't worry about it. You'll get the hang of it. And he said he never did get the hang, but tonight that looks like exactly what he did. He just got faster as the race went on, and Isaac Johnson hits pit road first. Isaac just peeled off right in front of his competitors there.
32 to go.
32 to go. That's exactly in the window.
31. That's right at the pit window. Dave Simons out of the race, really complaining about how tight his car was. And then he had to serve a black flag. Tough luck for the 02 car tonight.
23 hits pit road.
Here we go.
He brings McQueen with him.
In-car, I'm watching in-car with Bill Farmer following these guys.
We
Trying
got
to make
split.
that corner come down. Slim Jim slams on the brakes. And Bill Farmer in the back of the 54.
I think everybody's okay there.
He tried to rush that. Will he get a speeding ticket? Let me take a look. I'll go backwards here and see what his speed was as he crossed the line. We're at 45 miles an hour on this pit road here. Going backwards, taking a look as you. Yeah, we seen him coming in at 47. You got to hit the timing lines, but that's real sketchy for the 06 is whether or not he's going to get a penalty or not. Hopefully not.
Well, even more so, the 54 could get knocked over pit speed from getting hit from behind.
Absolutely.
I have had that happen before, and I've done it before.
Exactly. As far as car damage, that's insignificant. Both cars should be fine.
And you see there, I had the side-by-side just merge right back together on the backstretch as 23 and 72.
Nothing on the scanner, so I think no harm, no foul, no blood.
Here we go, lap 131 of 150, officially 20 to go now.
Me? This is great. Green flag, battling, sim racing. FSBRacing.com, dude. 16 years now?
Yeah.
And counting.
2019, this game is it's turned 16. The game is old enough to drive in some states.
The league, I think, is 15 years, I think, this year.
That was formed in 2003, wasn't it? Just later, it wasn't one of the ones that like started right away.
Right.
The one that started a little bit later, like April and March. See, the league I was in,
numbers, many Budweisers, I can't remember. But.
The league I was in back then had actually started with NASCAR 4 in 2001. And, yeah.
Pick up the pieces here.
Some guys have been doing this since, dial-up on NASCAR
Absolutely.
3. We had to dial up to Hawaii.
That's the first time I experienced this sim racing car was a keyboard and NASCAR 2 on a dude's computer, and I drove around Daytona with a keyboard, and I was like, it'd be cool to have a steering wheel, I think I can do that,
Well, I had NASCAR 1 and 2 as well as IndyCar racing. And I was a teenager with no money and parents who hated video games. So there was no way they were getting a wheel. I was lucky enough to get the game.
And here we have these usual suspects here going at it. Execution Prime, getting down to it. Slim Jim Gately, Isaac Johnson going at it. Two of some of the best in the world, and right behind them is Bill Yarbrough. Bill's got to be thinking, what else do I have to do? I mean, guys, would you make a mistake? Will Farmer, his progression from the rear to the front he's definitely got to be, sitting on a sack of seeds here.
Hmm.
And we got a caution.
Ooh, this changes everything. Well,
Or
we're
do
supposed-
we?
Do we? I know the.
No, I'm sorry. Thought I saw yellow there. Bisconder down pit road, but no caution.
Yeah, no caution. Light stays green.
$13 to go. What can you do with the 72 now in front?
All right, 54 hits pit road.
Billy Yarbrough down pit road.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he failed the. Maybe he was too close to the wall and didn't get 4 tires. Maybe he's having some kind of a problem, but yeah, he just ducks off and heads down. Is it possible he's also got to serve a black flag and it was the last lap he had?
Bill Yarbrough is gone. Out of the race.
That sounds like a real life calls.
Possibly. It's happened to me before. I actually was sim racing once when my wife had a stroke.
I haven't had anything quite that dramatic, but there was.
It was my daughter was yelling and screaming at me, saying something, and I was like, it was a Sunday morning, and I was racing a truck race, and I pulled my earphone back. I'm racing. It's like, Mom's having a stroke. And, of course, obviously, I crashed the car right into the wall and went running. And
Yeah.
fortunately, we called the paramedics and saved her life, quickly. With my daughter was like a college student back then. Very lucky, but yeah, stuff can happen.
I haven't had anything quite that traumatic, but the first night I was testing out my my driving stream setup, where you can see my view. I had the camera set up. I was testing all those elements, and I entered a Pro Cup race for the first time in like ever. Well, a long time. And all of a sudden, Malcolm walks in.
Whoa!
This is before the green screen. Malcolm walks in with no pants on.
In front of the leaders, and Ryan Johnson pit. And I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson hits pit road from the lead. This will cycle it back to his son, Isaac Johnson. And as I was saying, my son, Malcolm, walked in the room with no pants, having peed all over the bathroom floor. I'm feeding back, Betsy. Yeah, and so I just immediately crashed the car, and people who were watching me, like, sending question marks up in the chat and whatever. I ended the stream immediately, deleted the video immediately because Malcolm was standing right there with no pants on. And that's when I ordered the green screen, so I'd have something behind me.
Well, that's precious, though, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if you're going to have, you got kids, stuff's going to happen,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
got stuff coming up right here. We got these two battling for the win here. And how about Will Farmer up in third, and he is closing.
Yeah, Will Farmer just learning all night long, and he's there at the finish. This is a hell of a run for that 95 car.
This is exactly what he's been looking for. He's talked about it. He knows it.
Ooh, 72 got bound up off that corner, and Slim's making a run to the outside, and the door is slammed. And look at that.
Closer.
Yeah, that pulls.
He wants them battling right now. Come on, son. You cannot tell me that the fans out there would not love to see Will Farmer win a race here.
Slim Jim looks a little high to get a run off the corner. I think Slim knows he's got to go around on the outside if he wants to do this.
Absolutely. Isaac's defending low, hitting the apron, coming on the front straight right there. But it's not deterring the 23. I think if he's going to make a move here, he's going to have to put some steel on him and give him a little love tap here.
Well, he's got the chrome bumpers on that car. The old chrome horn.
He's going to try to lay back a little and then get a run. But when it comes down to it, you might, I don't know, it's racing.
Yep,
I'm just a broadcaster, but...
We are at 5 to go now, and Slim's still looking for a way around.
This is a win right here. Obviously, you don't want to wreck somebody for a win, but you want to put a smoke on the track there, but no harm, no foul, no blood.
We are green.
You just want to give him a little love tap here, and he's getting close. If you're going to do that, you want to do it in the slowest part of the corner, which would be the center. You don't want to hit him coming in. You don't want to hit him, period. You want to make the pass, but... Great run. He got a huge run.
He's looking to the high side. He's got the draft from the 95, but no.
You're going to block, son. You might get the... Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. But that was a great block there. Clean.
It wasn't so much a block. He just used all the track.
Absolutely,
and, he was there before Slim.
Yeah, that's better words. Yeah, definitely. Just great racecraft right there.
Yeah, you can't technically block until now, with 2 to go. And now you can make a line-altering move to block. And look at Will Farmer just licking his chops, looking for something. Yeah, he's just praying for these guys to wreck so he can get his steal it like Derek Cope.
Coming up on 1 to go. We got lap traffic. '72 has been the strong car. Oh boy, 23 got close there, but...
And that ends up cutting off his run off the corner.
Your last lap, white flag lap. Coming down to the win here. Isaac Johnson, the Mountain Dew Chevrolet. And he will get the win here. What a great run.
Wow.
What a great race. Good, hard, clean racing there.
150 laps, green flag pit stops, several rounds of green flag pit stops, and it comes down to the top 3 under a blanket.
What a great... Will's got to be... Look at, he gives the love tap to the 72 there. Will is jazzed. I mean, I bet you he's going to talk us up big time in the post-race. We might not even get a word in. I don't know. Isaac Johnson.
Ooh, Isaac's pumped too. Look at that. Through the grass.
Getting excited there. Yeah, get some, son. He's still a young fella, but he started young just like Will did. Sim racing and real racing, go-kart racing, and...
Yeah, you think he's not excited?
Burn him up. Are you kidding me?
All the races his kids won, and he's that pumped for this one. That tells you how hard it was tonight.
Smoke him if you got him. These guys are good, Ben. I mean, everybody on this track tonight is a pro racer, but you seen the cream of the crop tonight. That's that guy in that Mountain Dew car right there.
All right, Milty, go gather up our podium finishers once they're done high-fiving.
Wow. You got it, sir.
And I'll do the rundown here. Once again, Isaac Johnson in that 72 machine was... It made the box. Yeah, the box score may look like he was dominant, but he had to earn that one. He drove the wheels off it, held off a hard charging Slim Gately in the 23, and Will Farmer out of nowhere
That's
Just
what I
a
was saying.
late race charge. What a run for the young Will Farmer in the 95 Macar. Working the McQueen power. Representing Jersey. Gotta love it. He comes in third. Dan Jones joining us up here in the booth already. A little right side damage there on the last run. Brings it
Yep.
home fourth place. Manages to hold off Ken Hansen bouncing back from some serious rear end damage.
Thought he was a lap down. I wasn't even really racing to him. Holy crap, where'd he come
Oh,
from?
you pulled a Boyer and Newman. Good thing you weren't punching through the window with your helmet on.
Oh, doubt. I got into Bill there, and I apologize for that. I gave him no room.
Yeah, it's tough out there. It gets tight on the bottom, especially as the tires wear. And Bill Farmer, another great run for the Farmer family tonight. He brings in almost solid sixth place. He was a factor all night long. Great run for the 06 car, our series sponsor. Rick Castle tried some strategy. It worked for a little bit, but he ended up right back, seventh place in the 124 Crown Royal machine. John Doucette, our other Canadian in the field there, eighth place in the 6 car. Rick Bisconner, the 109 STP machine, brings it home ninth. And these STP stablemate Bob Dixon, 43 car, rounds out your top 10. John the Dog Palmer, 11th place, your last car on the lead lap. Chet Barkin, Ryan Johnson, Brad Otto, Pops Marguson round out your cars remaining running, the down laps, and there we go. We are clear, and there's your picture and your generic rock music, courtesy of Papyrus. Let's see, Isaac Johnson ekes out a win at Nashville, SS Knight DX. Yeah, I mean, I said the box score might show dominance, but that was a hell of a run to the finish there, Dan. And if you didn't catch that wall, you think you had something for him?
No, those guys, we got me and Slim. Slim made it through. I couldn't get through without burning up my tires.
Yeah, traffic was really hard to manage, and Slim had that down.
Yeah, those guys took 2 tires, so Slim got a little run on him a couple times. He was the fastest guy on the track tonight, too, right?
Yeah, between him and Isaac, yeah, those guys were just in a class by themselves, we thought, but man, again, Will Farmer just hung with them.
Yeah, totally right.
Oh, Milty's down there gathering. Oh, we got Will Farmer up here in the booth already. All right.
Good job, Will.
Will, first of all, where the heck did you come from? I mean, all night long we're like, oh yeah, there's Will Farmer. He's solidly in the top 10. He's learning. All of a sudden, you get down to the last run there. You nail the pit stop, and you're knocking on the door for the win. Great run, buddy. Tell us about your
Awesome.
Well, I came from Cinnabon. I didn't get into my seat until after happy hour. That's why I never qualified. But it was a really fun race. When I went, obviously after the drivers meeting, I went to team, and my dad told me, "Hey, this is how you run the track," and I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna kind of follow everybody else that I'm gonna have to pass."
Milty,
And and then so I was like, I'll go around whoever I have to pass. And that's kind of what I did. I just stayed behind people, saw their lines, and tried to kind of copy it. And then I had some really good pit stops. The good thing about being near the end of the stall is that you could really get that run up right next to somebody on pit road and at least gain that one spot, and that's what I was doing. It was a really fun race, and hats off to Slim and Isaac, man. I was able to catch up to you guys, and shout out to Bill Yarbrough as well. I don't know if he was staying out for me so that way I could catch up to you guys and get your draft. But if he was, I thank him for it. Because that definitely helped out a lot. So it was a lot of luck. And it was a good race.
Awesome. Well, great run. Definitely a confidence builder for you.
Yeah, developing a profile of success. These are one of those races where you came from nothing and came up and found your way to the top 3. That's a fantastic run.
Yeah, great run. Feather in the cap for Will Farmer in the McQueen machine. And it was knocking on the door there of Slim Jim Gately. Slim, I picked you. you didn't win, but you didn't wreck. Last week I picked Isaac. He won. I declare the curse lifted. There's no more broadcaster jinx.
I picked the 72.
That is so much
Yeah, he
appreciated.
picked the 72.
You had no idea,
yeah. Multi picked the 72. So yeah, man, what did you need there? You need some drafting help? Need the track position? What did you need to get around your protege there, and Isaac Johnson?
He wasn't going to mess up. That's Isaac's my buddy, man, and I wanted so bad to beat him. Though he knows it. We just we love the competition, but I wanted to do it clean. I didn't want to put a bumper on him or take a chance of taking us out. So I ran him clean. I was a little bit faster on the long run. He definitely was faster than me on the short run. But I just never could get enough of a run to get up beside him. I could get right up to his bumper, and I did not want to force a pass. I wanted a good clean pass. So it is what it is. Isaac, great job, dude. Man, you my boy.
Yeah,
we saw that on.
I was talking a little trash, like it needed to put a bumper on him, but I knew from racing against you and how you roll, you weren't going to do that, But it was good TV,
It was.
Also,
And,
hey, just real quick, Will, man, awesome job, dude. Just awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Slim. I appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you.
Absolutely, it does. Isaac, man, my boy there, I picked you. You guys went back and forth some exchanges on pit road, green flag, and how exciting is that? And you could see that in your post-race burnout. You were loving every minute of it.
Yeah, that was one of the most exuberant post-race celebrations we've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You beat the best right there.
Yeah. I always really like racing with Slim. He always races me clean, and I race him clean. We used to get into it a little bit back in the day, and then we kind of we actually became teammates and became pretty good buds. And I always know, like, running with him, that I'm going to get the same respect that I'm going to give him. And, but with all that being said, I really want to beat him.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So it's always fun whenever we finish 1-2, and I was pretty pumped. So yeah, I normally
you were really
burn
pumped.
it. I normally
You were
I normally
pumped
burn it
beyond
down.
pump.
Just in that line, across the front stretch or whatever, and just cause a smoke show. But this time I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go flying through the grass. It'll be
That
more
was
fun.
awesome.
So and I'm really glad to see Will running good too. That was pretty awesome. I've been working with him a little bit, trying to help him out, and it's nice seeing him get top 3 finishes.
Yeah. We're seeing the progression of
not just a top 3 finish, but
this race.
a top 3 finish of that track where you really had to work. You really had to manage the tires, keep your car, in good shape there. You had to nail the pit stops, and that's one thing. Slim nailed those green flag pit stops. Came out 2 seconds ahead of you, but those yellow flag pit stops, that number 1 pit stall was the difference maker. You got it back every single time. That'd be killing Slim.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I had a really bad run off turn 2 right before I pitted, and I was like, all right, I need to pit now because otherwise he's going to get around me and I'm going to be toast.
Well, plus you had other cars around you when you pitted.
Oh, yeah.
And Slim had clear track.
Yeah, and I really struggle for whatever reason with trying to pit with access roads. If we were pitting off 4, I would have been pitting a lot better, but just going into the access road, I haven't figured those out quite yet. It's just really awkward, and I don't like it. It's no fun to me.
Definitely tricky.
Yep.
I'll tell you tonight, the points have been updated by series admin and last night's broadcast race winner. Where was that Ryan was running last night?
I believe it was ASR. And
over at ASR at Michigan.
TV or whatever.
Yeah, I tuned in at just the last second before I was headed to bed, and I caught it on Facebook there. I caught him taking the checkered flag. But he's updated our points tonight. He's our series admin tonight, and you see Isaac Johnson, our race winner, 2 weeks in a row moves you into the points lead, 11 points up over Ken Hansen in second place. Ken bounced back nicely tonight after backing into the wall, brings it home fifth.
Yeah.
Good points tonight for Ken. Billy Yarborough, factor all night long, falls back to third place, just 18 points back of the lead. Rick Pisconer in fourth, and Slim Jim hanging back 21 points back in fifth place, moves up a spot actually.
Just 21?
Just 21 back of Isaac, yeah. That's nothing. That's one race. You just gotta win while he falls out immediately, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I've been in that situation, waiting for something like that to happen to you, so
I understand.
So, before we head out, because I know it's about that time.
It is about that time, yeah.
So, I know we got Watkins Glen next week.
Yes, we do.
So, Milt, you gonna come try and beat me at Watkins Glen or not?
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
Oh, he's
folks.
already backstroking, Isaac. I can hear it in his voice.
Unfortunately, I have the 24 hours of Le Mans to run
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
We'll have to
come
double
on.
check that.
No,
we've got to get NR2003
official.
working where you can drive in the first place,
I have
don't
no
we?
practice, but I'll be driving a Porsche 919 in the French countryside in 1 week, so I better get my stuff together real quick.
All right. Well, I just remember you talking some smack at Infineon last year, so I kind of wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of wanted to throw a little bit back at you.
Absolutely. There is a couple other things. I have issues with DP or something where I can't get on. So
Yeah, we got to sit down and figure that out one day when we're not broadcasting, Melty.
Yeah, I definitely need some help because I can't even get on the server to drive. I can to watch, but then we'll see what the old man can do.
Yeah, you got to hit me up some
button.
weekend night or something. He pushes drive and it crashes him right to the desktop. It sounds like classic Depp.
I couldn't resist.
Oh, yeah, instigator. Anyway, as
I
noted,
would
yeah,
love
Watkins
it,
Glen
man.
is
I
next
would,
week.
yeah.
Charlotte the week after that. Then Talladega rounds out your next 3 weeks there. So nice variety of tracks coming up. A lot of opportunities for people who specialize at one type or another. But again, a great race tonight at a great little track in Nashville. Not the fairgrounds, but the Speedway. Still put on a great show. Every time we go to Nashville,
What a heck
we
of a
get
show,
surprised. Whether it was the fuel mileage win last year by Ryan Johnson at the fairgrounds, or the out of nowhere podium finish, knocking on the door for the win there from Will Farmer tonight, and of course, the dominant on paper run, but under a blanket finish there for Isaac tonight. So I think we'll be back at this place. Yeah. This town puts on a good show.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
All right, so thanks everybody for joining us. Your podium finishers here: Will Farmer, Slim Jim Gately, and Isaac Johnson. Thanks for joining us tonight, and congrats on great runs. Thanks as always to my partner Milt Minter Jr. for joining me up here in the booth, and Dan Jones too for popping in and out as our in-race reporter. Thanks as always our series sponsor Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contracting, putting up the hardware that we're chasing this season. Isaac Johnson with the early lead. I don't know, you planning to run the whole season? You gonna go for it?
We'll see. I mean, I'd like to run the whole season. This is the only,
the summer.
This is one of the few that I haven't ran a full season in yet. So I'm considering it.
You usually do pretty good when you do that. Like champion.
Thanks as always our series admin Ryan Johnson for keeping us all in line tonight, and of course league owner and promoter Sam Young for being the boss man, putting on the show, keeping the league running.
Sammy watching on his phone.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy. Thanks everybody for joining us out there in the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch chats. For Milt Minter, for Dan Jones, for FSB Racing, I'm Sean Reap. Good night.